Now, how about them damn Celtics?
And we are back with another episode of How About Them Celtics. Sam and I are here recording on Monday, April 7th. Celtics only have 4 games left in their season before the playoffs. Then we'll get the play-in. Then we'll finally know who they're playing in the playoffs. Jesus, how many times can I say play? How are you doing, Sam? Welcome in.
Having a great day. Happy to be here. Got a great show for you guys today, though. We'll talk about some Jaylen stuff. Jaylen went on a podcast, so we'll break down the things he talked about. Had some very interesting tidbits out of JB, which is always fun because I think Jaylen's a really fun personality when he's not talking to us. Talk about Jrue Holiday, who's been a little bit better, playing pretty well. Good things to see after he had mallet finger. We all like, what is that? And maybe we'll talk a little bit about what the Celtics might be weak at heading into the playoffs. Go through your emails, go around the NBA, talk about some news, and then we'll do the rat list. We'll get up out of here. Make sure you leave a like and comment, subscribe for more. We're here every single day, so hit the bell for new pods dropping Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday game recaps morning after each game, and other videos on the channel in between to keep you up to date with all things Celtics.
Indeed. Let's start with Jaylen, like you said. Jaylen Brown went on a podcast. It was the do I not have the name here? Well, that's annoying.
It's the show on Barstool that has Gilly on it, but I forget what the name is.
Let me find it real quick just so we can have it. Jaylen Brown went on the $1 Million Worth of Game podcast. Excuse me for not remembering. And he talked about a bunch of different things. We'll like scatter stuff around here. There wasn't like any defined thing, but first thing, he was asked about how he stays in shape and stuff like that, and how much he spends, etc. He said it's probably close. Remember when LeBron came out and said he spends $1 million a year? It's probably close to that. Maybe not a full million, but probably somewhere between 500 and 700,000, something like that. That's because I have my own team of doctors. You got to go outside of what the organization provides. I got my own trainers and stuff because the organizations only give you so much. Knowing I exert energy at a high level on both ends of the floor. I'm 240 pounds. That's a lot. It's a lot of wear and tear on your body, especially your knees when playing 70 games, which is ironic now that he's dealing with a knee injury. But a lot of money. I wonder how many guys spend this much. You have to imagine a lot of the top stars do. Yeah,
have to. Like the body stuff is so important. The more they learn about maintenance and all that stuff, the longer these guys are going to be able to play. Like Brady's such a good example of that. He had so many trainers and different meal programs and stretches, and he's got the TB12 program, and all of that helped him play as long as he did. LeBron, so similar, spends so much money on his body, takes such good care of himself. He's in like the freeze chamber after every game. All of that stuff prolongs careers. By the time rookies come in, like Cooper Flagg, by the time he's like 40, the maintenance could be unbelievable to the point where they're playing. Like you actually could see some of these records become broken. Like the LeBron scoring record that we're all like, holy shit, it's never going to be broken. I'm not saying that the record is not impressive. What I'm saying is longevity for guys having such a heavy workload, like somebody like LeBron, may become a little bit more common for it to reach that many seasons, that many games played, etc. So that's a very interesting point. I'm so fascinated with the different routines that go into maintaining the NBA guy body, the diet, the stretching, the conditioning. Like it's all so interesting to me.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like, I guess for me, who obviously spends no money on this, I just go for walks. Like, it's so weird to consider. Like what does that money get spent on? Like, it's such a weird concept for me.
So
like,
you have to pay the doctors.
Money.
You probably have a physical a team of physical therapists that work with you. And I guess from a player's perspective, I actually think it is pretty important because if you are skeptical with the team, right? Like the team's best interest is for you to be out on the floor, no matter what, as long as you can be out there and be productive. They don't really care how it's going to affect you down the line. You should have your own guys just to have second opinions, have people just recommending things to you as well.
Yeah, I guess when I'm thinking of like, oh, he spends this much money, I'm thinking of like, oh, what tangible things they spend on, but it's probably just like a lot of salaries. Like that's where the money adds up. Like it's the salaries of the people you are bringing in. Like if he has a team of what, let's say it's 6 people and he wants to pay them each like $80K, that's $480,000 right there. And that leaves him X amount of money for like dietitians and other stuff and other equipment and stuff. Like it really does add up quickly, I guess, when you're
He
paying
actually doesn't
people full-time
spend.
jobs.
He spends
Yeah.
like hardly anything. He doesn't buy a lot of stuff. He's just got one doctor making $500K. He's like,
Yeah, right.
$500K.
Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Yeah, I guess that makes sense when you think about it in terms of salaries and stuff. But also, he talked about all of these retired NBA players getting all mad and hating on the game. He said the older players didn't make as much money, or he said they didn't make as much money, I should say. The NBA doesn't pick up their phone calls, so they're going to lash it out somewhere on someone, so they start talking trash. That's why I don't want to go at them, but I will praise the ones who give their flowers to the next generation. And one of my OGs, one of the people that does it best is Kevin Garnett, and also Paul Pierce. Like, I've only seen, especially KG, I've only seen him giving love and light to the next generation of players all the time, despite what people might feel about him or his career in the past or how much money he made. He seems to be over the moon when he hears someone signing a new deal. He also mentioned that like KG was one of the first stars who actually got their money, it feels like, so maybe that's a reason why. But yeah, so he shouted out KG and Paul Pierce, who have been very, very good at stuff like that. So that was a fun thing to hear.
I mean, those guys are the best. We know we're biased, but they're the best. They seem to really care a lot about the current wave of talent in the NBA, and they realize the importance of supporting those guys instead of trying to tear them down. Because as much as we can all look at it and be like, this is stupid. Why is Shaq trashing Rudy Gobert? The average person will be like, yeah, Rudy Gobert sucks. Like, the players nowadays are soft. No wonder why the NBA ratings are down. It's because people are hearing Shaq trash the guys playing today, or whoever else. It's not just him. Marcus Morris, who's technically in the NBA, right? Is he on the Knicks?
Marcus Morris?
Yeah. He's going to be on a team.
So.
I guess not. Maybe if they're trotting him up on ESPN, he can't be on a team.
He's not on a team. He last played for the Cavs last year. He hasn't been in the league.
Celtics should have got him. All right. Anyways. Yeah, he had that great playoff game against the Celtics. What do you have, like 20 points or something?
Yeah, something like that. He had a big game. So
but you got like Shaq, Marcus Morris going on TV. Marcus Morris, yeah, I don't think Jokic is top 20. Guy sucks. Obviously, the Jokic brothers, Morris brothers, had beef a couple years ago, so that's a clear motivation for him to be like, I hate this guy. But some of the other stuff he was saying was unbelievable too. Like, they need to do better as a league, monitoring in not controlling the media, because you don't want it to be complete propaganda, but maybe make sure the people that are some of your highest marquee media members aren't just trashing the league, or like it feels like they don't watch games. Like, there were some quotes that came out from Thunder guys, like Caruso was like, yeah, it's kind of cool nowadays just not to watch the games and then talk about them. And it's kind of true.
That's so stupid, man. We talked about this before. I'm not going to go on my media rant again, but it's so dumb. It's so dumb. All right. Jaylen also talked about this summer not getting named to the Olympic team. And he said, man, I had a great summer. I had a blast. I'm making music videos. I went to Mecca. I'm traveling the world. I mean, because online people are perceived things a certain way. Because I was saying what I said. What I meant what I said about like the shoe industry, etc. I meant what I said about everything, but that didn't stop me from having a great ass time this summer. So like, to be honest, I was in great spirits. It was the best summer of my life, to be honest. So I didn't miss out, to me, even though it would have been great to be there amongst the greats, Steph, KD, LeBron, etc. Man, I had a great summer. So basically, like, listen, you're Jaylen Brown, like, you just signed an insane deal, whatever. Like, you're gonna have a good summer. You're gonna do stuff, and it's gonna be fine. But hearing him react to like this or talk about it was like very emphatically too. He wasn't just like, yeah, it was fine, whatever, and then I had a good summer. It was like, nah, the shit was great. So
yeah, he was like, I got some time off.
Yeah, literally.
Sam, how was your vacation? It was great. I didn't have to work.
I didn't do anything.
Yeah, exactly. Like there are people too. Not that he doesn't like playing basketball, but not having to be on a weird travel schedule or be at practice every day. Probably pretty nice. Not to say he wasn't traveling, because he clearly was.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Also talked about the parlay people, which I think was maybe the most funny tidbit he said in here. Said, if I do happen to get on, just scroll for a second. The comments be like, fuck you, bitch. If I see you in the street, I'm like, damn, all over a parlay point. And then they asked him, what was the parlay? He said, yeah, they had 18 for $62,000 off $5. and I'm gonna say this to the camera. If one of you parlay guys runs up on me, you're getting fucked up. I'm telling you right now. They call me parlay gloves. Try it if you want to. That's all I'm gonna say.
You think he's talking to us with the prize picks?
No, definitely.
Can you imagine? He's just like, I see you guys losing at prize picks. You better not blame me. Yeah.
No.
These athletes, the betting has completely not ruined the discourse, but just shifted the discourse so much to some of the reasons why people are watching games or their rooting interests and everything. Like, even if you guys go to games, if you sit and you buy a ticket at TD Garden, there's a probably 75% chance somebody within earshot is bitching about their parlay or saying they took the over or they need Jaylen to hit 3 threes or something like that. It's kind of an annoying way to have people watch a basketball game, to be honest. It sucks.
Yeah, no, I'm not a fan. Don't complain. Like you can like sports bet all you want, right? It's fine. Just don't like when you start screaming and attacking players for it. That's when you're the problem. That's when it becomes an issue.
Betting partners, though, go ahead and hit us up.
Yeah, betting deal, brother. What are you talking about? We're sponsored.
Well, they actually say don't say bet.
Oh my god! Last thing he said from the interview, he talked about like players trash talking. He was asked about which players trash talk, which players do what. And he said the only person who really be like trying to do weird stuff and talk trash is Dillon Brooks. Dillon Brooks, that's just like his gimmick, though. Some players do whatever they need to do to stick in the league. So they talk trash. They try to get under your skin, try to push your buttons for no reason. That's the only person that's really done that to me. Also mentioned that like Andrew Nembhard did a little of the playoffs last year. I listened to this clip. I don't think he was like trying to attack Dillon Brooks. Like, I don't think he was trying to like say this guy sucks. I think he was just literally like, yeah, that's really the only guy. And that's his whole thing, which kind of is his whole thing. Like, he's just a pain in the ass and it works for him and it's got him paid. And he is a winning player because of it, objectively so. But it was funny just to hear Jaylen Brown be like, yeah, duh, this guy, obviously.
I mean, it is. Dillon Brooks had that whole spring where it was the get ready to learn Chinese buddy because he went after LeBron in the playoffs and then got cooked and didn't play well on offense. That was literally his claim to fame. Everybody knew who Dillon Brooks was because he was doing the dance in the tunnel and he was saying he wanted to poke the bear with LeBron. So yeah, like that is Dillon Brooks' claim to the NBA. But Dillon Brooks has actually been pretty good this year. I mean, he killed the Celtics. Hit 10 threes at the Garden. Not great.
Yeah. Not ideal. Not exactly what you want to do.
And by the way, Jaylen could not believe it. Neither could Jason at the podium. They were both like laughing.
They were not pleased, but they were also just like, yeah, whatever, man. This
It's the
bullshit.
Joker meme. It's like Dillon Brooks just let you guys up with 10 threes and you're laughing.
But yeah, that's Jaylen's interview. Go listen to the whole thing. We're not going to go over every single fucking thing he talked about, but it was fun to hear him talk. It's always fun to hear them talk in a non-presser setting because it's always more of a conversation and less of an interrogation. At least it feels like. But Jrue Holiday has expanded his game a little bit. I just did a video on his offensive diversification, whatever you want to call it. He's been cutting a lot more, working a lot more out of the dunker spot, playing more inside the arc. Ever since the Memphis game in December, he's gone from shooting 5.8 threes a game to 4.6. And even if you take that game out of it, because it like inflates the numbers, it's still 5.3 to 4.6. So he's still taking fewer threes a game. He's working more inside the arc.
That much.
I know. He's like been more efficient from three as well. I know you talked about how he's shooting better from the corners, but everything outside of that too, just his work in the dunker spot, stuff like that. Joe Mazzulla talked about it after the Brooklyn game back in March. It's a fun little wrinkle to the Celtics offense that they will get to continue using in the playoffs. And he's like proven that he doesn't need to be a great 3-point shooter to continue to be effective.
Yeah, Jrue has been far better almost since like messing up his finger. Shout out to Greeny. Greeny tweeted this out this morning and it just stuck with me all day. Since February 1st, Jrue Holiday is shooting 36% from the corners. So that's a 2-month sample size now. Since March 1st, it's been 42.1%. So he's starting to get a little bit back up to speed, closer to what we saw last year. It's not going to be 60%. It's not going to be that crazy number, but 42% is pretty good. I would take it. If you said Jrue Holiday will shoot 42% from three in the playoffs, I would shake your hand, say deal. You need that. His effort on the defensive end has been very good too. He's continuing to bring that to the team. And with all the discourse we've had this year about maybe a layer of disappointment from Jrue Holiday where he was just dealing with a lot of nagging injuries. And as much as we see he's out on the floor and he's playing, which is very true, it's valid, and it shouldn't be thrown out the window. But there is some truth and reality where if you're playing hurt, it's harder. It's not as easy. You're not going to be as comfortable doing the things you would normally do. I'm assuming now he's been healthy for the better part of the 2 months. The shoulder impingement has fucked off, and the mallet finger isn't doing enough to ruin the shooting percentage. So I think we can all be very thrilled about that. And with the playoffs showing up in 13 days, 12 days, whatever it's going to be, I'm assuming game 1 will be on the 19th because they will play the 7-8 game, which will happen first. That would be my guess. Those of you trying to make your Easter weekend plans. By the way, making the playoffs on Easter weekend is a big pain in the ass. I'll tell you that. That's neither here nor there.
Well, the shoulder is fucked off until today, as it is back on the injury report. But that might just be
them fake injury report.
Just them getting rest, probably in New York. But before we continue to talk about the Celtics and everything like that, I need to tell you about PrizePicks. PrizePicks is the best place for real money sports action this basketball season, this baseball season, as everything continues to roll forward. Sam and I do PrizePicks every single pregame show. We haven't been very good at it, but I will say we are getting better. We are objectively getting better because when you're down in the dumps as much as we were, there's only one place to go, and that's up. And I suppose we have been getting there. But springtime is here. Baseball season is getting officially underway. Don't miss your chance to add your favorite players from the diamond to your PrizePicks lineups. Strikeouts, RBIs, first inning runs, take your pick, or more or less for a shot to win up to 1,000x your cash. On top of that, you can also mix and match player projections. So you can pick baseball, you can pick basketball, throw them into one PrizePicks, and have fun that way while you pay attention to multiple different sports at once. Download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Again, download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks, run your game. Okay, last Celtics thing before we jump over to the email here. ESPN put out an article about the biggest weaknesses from, is this every playoff team, projected playoff team?
8 championship contenders is what it is.
I see. And for the Celtics, they said insufficient pace. Who wrote this? Do you know exactly who wrote the Celtics little bulletin?
It's at the very, very bottom. Let me get back in the tab. It is Zach Crom.
Zach Crom said, it's not easy to find a weakness in the Celtics, who joined the Thunder with the top 5 offense and defense, but one potential playoff problem for Boston is an overly methodical offense, and I don't mean the team's reliance on three-pointers. Rather, it ranks near the bottom of the league in a host of statistics related to offensive speed, 27th in pace, 30th in fast break points, 30th in transition frequency per cleaning glass, 27th in average time to shoot after a defensive rebound per unpredictable, and 30th in average time to shoot after a turnover. The Celtics' deliberate play hasn't harmed their overall offensive efforts over the past 2 seasons, but for small stretches, especially when their threes aren't falling, Boston gets stuck in the mud, and it might not have the fast break gear to free themselves and generate easy buckets. I get it. I also think that is almost like a better thing in the playoffs in the regular season when the game slows down. And I think that's like a big part of the Celtics offense is we are going to slow the game down enough to where we're going to rely on our half court defense. We're going to rely on our, ball movement and stuff in the half court. And I do think they can get out in transition. Like Jrue Holiday's been pretty good at leading the break. Jaylen Brown is a great transition player last year. So I don't think it's impossible, but I could see how if the threes aren't falling one night, it could lead to like a domino effect to where they need to play faster and they're not as good at it.
Yeah, you pretty much nailed this one on the head. In the playoffs, if you had to pick, like you have like the blue pill, the red pill, it's like blue pill, elite transition offense, red pill, elite half court offense. I would take the half court offense in the playoffs, mainly because that's just the harder one to do. Like transition is typically very easy buckets. It's usually one-on-one, defender backpedaling, offensive player barreling down the court. It's very difficult to stop the ball handler. Granted, it's not great the Celtics aren't doing a lot of that. That might be intentional. Maybe they're trying to slow the pace down to preserve energy in like a long-form schematical way where Missoula sat down and was like, okay, we've got bunch of guys who played in the Olympics, played deep into June last year as a whole team's back just about. So everybody's kind of feeling the wear and tear probably a little bit. To minimize that, slowing the game down is probably helpful. Instead of even Jaylen talking about his knee injuries, I can't really play in transition as much right now, but I can play in the half court and learn how to do that. Well, it's maybe going to benefit the Celtics. I would love to see them play in the half court. The half court is the biggest question mark for any team when the game is close. If you can't execute in the half court, you are probably not going to be a very good clutch late game execution team, and your fan base is going to want to rip its hair out.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's start over the emails. Reminder, as always, you guys can email us at hbtcpod@gmail.com. That's hbtcpod@gmail.com. We got a couple today, one email, one game, which I will not look at the game, I promise. RJ first says, a game of Kobe, Jason, or Paolo. Jesus. Evening, folks. Quite an exciting day of collegiate hoops. Congrats to Al's Gators and sympathies to JT and his alma mater. Watching Cooper Flagg tonight, I was reminded that if he enters the draft this year, he'll be coming in a younger than his fellow Duke alums, Jason and Paolo Banchero. Heck, he'll be entering the league younger than JD Davison and Jordan Walsh did. I realize Flagg has a lot of great skills, but he still has the body of an 18-year-old. So let's play a game of whose rookie season will Flagg's most resemble, Kobe Bryant, Jason Tatum, or Paolo Banchero. Reminder that Kobe played mostly off the bench as a rook, while JT and Paolo got starter roles. Kobe was 17 and a couple inches shorter. Paolo and Jason are both 19, but Cooper's frame is more along the lines of JT, while Paolo has more of a bulk right from the start. I'll suggest Flagg's numbers will look like Tatum's rookie season with maybe a little more scoring, as he'll likely be the focal point on offense. Of course, Flagg might stick around campus for another year to pursue a title with the Dukes. Who knows? Be well. RJ, I don't think he's going to do that. We'll talk about that later. But if I had to pick a rookie season for Cooper Flagg to look like the most, I think his numbers will probably be like 28-4 or maybe 3.5, which is kind of a mix of Paolo and Tatum, I would say, because I think he'll be a bit of a better playmaker than Paolo, but I think he'll be a better shooter than Paolo. I don't know what he'll shoot from the field, maybe like 45-33, something like that. But I think he'll look probably closest to a mix of Paolo and Jason than Kobe's. But then again, I don't know off the top of my head what Kobe averaged his rookie season. I'm just guessing.
Not a lot because he didn't play a lot.
Yeah, it was 7-2-1. So I don't think it'll be that, but yeah.
Cooper Flagg should actually just stay in college. We shouldn't talk about Cooper Flagg. He stinks. That's why Duke lost. RJ's email actually is a good segue to the next thing we're going to talk about on the sheet, or one of the next things we're going to talk about on the sheet. So I'll leave that complete discourse to there. I would imagine it'll be very similar to Tatum, just because he's watched a lot of Tatum. Tatum's his favorite player. I'm sure he's taken a lot from other guys as well, but Tatum has been somebody who's been very close. Pretty sure they work together. They've played, done drills, etc. I'm pretty sure they have a relationship. So it makes sense to see Flagg play similar to Jason.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, Jason only averaged, what is rookie season? Let me see, 14, I think it was. My computer's not loading, but Jason, I think he averaged 14, 5, and 2. Paolo averaged 27 and 3. So I think he'll be closer to Paolo in terms of the statistics, but play style, I think he'll be closer to Tatum. All right, Sam, I'm not going to look at that next email. You have to read it, though. So
I will read it. So those of you that are fans of the pod and you saw the Saturday pod, saw that Philip, great friend of the show, put together a newlywed type game for the two of us. He put together 10 questions for Jack, different things that he would select. It was which NBA player would you want to sit courtside and watch the most? What is something about you that people commonly get wrong? Things like that. I was trying to guess what his answer would be. Well, today, Philip has sent us an email for me. It says, Sam, as you crushed the first game and you showed you clearly know Jack, I was 8 of 10 on the questions. There's a lot of pressure on this second game. I have tried to make it similar with a mix of personal and basketball questions. You are the judge. Jack's goal is to get 7 out of 10 to win what I am calling I Don't Give a Sam.
Oh, God. I fear I'm not going to do as well. Okay. Let's do it.
Okay, so the first question is, if you could do your running workout in any setting, gym, trail, etc., where would it be? I'll accept 2 answers for this one. I have 2 things in mind.
I feel like you like it when it's like raining a little bit. Am I wrong? I feel like when it's like
That's true.
not super warm out, but raining. I know you liked
I wouldn't
running in
say
like
the climate.
you
I
liked
would
running
say
in like new cities when you like travel
yes,
places.
that
Okay. All right,
vacation
let's go.
is one of them, and the other one was my regular running route.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
regular
You
route that I
like
like to
I
do.
remember you liked
But
it
the
in
rain is a good
Vegas.
one.
Yeah. Okay.
Running in the rain,
Okay. So do I
underrated.
get that one? I get the point?
Yes, 1 for 1.
Okay, okay, hold on.
1 for 1. I have to think about this one a little bit, so I'll give you a moment to think about it too.
Okay.
What is your favorite context to watch someone getting annoyed? I'm going to accept
Okay.
I'm going to accept
Getting
2
annoyed.
3 answers. 3 answers.
Oh God, I don't even know. Like, this is such like a broad, subjective. You like, I don't know how. Like, are we talking specific people or like situations? Situations?
I will take is people.
I know you like when Kaylin gets mad and you like
Yes.
inciting her anger.
I like when she gets mad, so you get it right.
I
I
know
like when
you
she
like
gets
when
annoyed,
I get mad.
and when
At
you get mad, yes.
okay. And then situations. I don't know about situations. I think
I
like,
don't think you'll get the third one.
oh God, I don't know what else it would be. Like watching people get mad. Like I know you had a conversation the other day where you said you wish you could look out a window and watch people be angry in traffic, but I don't think
Yeah,
that's
it
what
must
you're
be what's
talking about.
purpose. So my last one. So you went 2 for 3, and the third one I didn't
Okay.
expect you to get would probably just be like a situation on Curb where people are getting mad at each other, and Larry is
Sure, sure, sure,
aggravating
sure.
somebody, and that's not real life. So that's scripted, but it's
So
really really
I get that too?
yes, yeah, I'd give
Let's
you that.
go.
Yeah,
2 for 2.
you literally went right down like my girlfriend, and then also Jack just getting like because you guys are both very like positive, happy people. When you can
Yeah.
get like just that darkness, it's just not even the darkness makes it sound really bad, but like you just get that like fire in you. I'm like, yes, I like this from you. Really, anybody that is like normally easygoing, mellow, like it's incredible to see those people just
You
like
like the shock factor of people getting angry.
ah, yes.
Yeah. I see. Yeah, okay. Okay, I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take it.
Question 3 reads, if you had to cover a second sport, what would it be?
Oh God. Not football. Like it's either soccer or baseball. Don't tell me because I probably need to get this one bang on.
Pick one. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I know you like the Reds. I'll go with soccer because I know you like Liverpool.
I would say soccer. I think
Let's go.
soccer is more similar to this. There's less games. That's the real decider. I do really like I don't really like baseball, but I do appreciate baseball a lot.
Yes, yes, yes.
But I think
Okay.
soccer would be it for me. I think they have really good fans. I think the game is a slower basketball. Like I think it's very
Mhm.
similar. I mean, Missoula talks
Yes.
about this kind of thing too. But I just think it's fun that the regular season games all matter. Not that I don't like the playoffs, but I think it's
Mhm,
just a nice switch up from what we're all normalized to. That's why I like college
mhm.
football too, which I would not cover. But because there's too many games to watch, it would ruin it for me. But yes, soccer, great guest.
Let's go. Okay, 3 for 3. I'm rolling.
If you could have any living basketball related guest on the show, who would it be? Let me think about this for a minute.
Shit. I'm
Because
definitely not gonna get
I
this
don't
right.
know the answer just yet. I gotta think
I
for a
have
moment.
like oh God. Okay. I have like a few ideas. Um This is a hard question. I don't even know what my answer would be to this question. This is a tough question. Uh, that
I'm going to pick
it's like
3.
okay. I
I've
mean,
got 1. I'm going to pick a second, and then I'll do a third.
I assume one is Marcus.
No, not Marcus.
Yeah.
I feel like I'd be uncomfortable to talk to Marcus. Like I'd be like, oh my god, like I'd be weird.
Oh, what was the exact question?
If you could have if you could have any living basketball related guest on the show, who
Oh,
would it
would
be?
it would it be? Would you pick Gorman?
Gorman would be 1.
Okay. Basketball related is what got me. I don't know. I'm not gonna give myself the point because I didn't get
No, I
it
think
right
you
at
guessed
first, but
Gorman right away.
I know, but I guess smart. I was
Yeah.
wrong on the
Okay,
first
fair
one.
enough.
I mean, would like I don't know if Larry would be one, but
I wouldn't want to talk to Larry. I
yeah.
think so. I would do Gorman. I think it'd be fun to talk to Simmons, and I'm trying to like put my finger on which current Celtic I think would be the most fun to talk to.
Mm.
Missoula would be too scary. I think Pritchard's a little boring. Derek White's always shy on podcasts. Maybe Jalen.
I think the answer would be Tatum if he was willing to be an actual person.
Yeah, I mean that would be good for the show. And he's
Yeah.
like our age. It's not like we
Luke would
probably
be
have
fun too.
Jordan Wall should be fun.
Jordan Wall should be fun.
He likes 2K. Like
Ugh.
he's probably pretty relatable, Jordan Wall.
When I heard it, I was only thinking of players. I should have known. I should have listened better. But I'll take 3 for 4. I got it on the second try, but I'll say that was wrong for now.
If
Okay.
you could pick one non-Celtic NBA player to magically heal all of their injuries, who would it be?
What
I don't have an immediate answer to this, so I need to think.
is
And I did
this
look at
like?
these briefly.
Is this like all time? Like change the
I'm gonna
course of their
say no.
career or currently?
I'm gonna say currently.
Currently?
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
maybe you know what?
I mean, I'm fine with either. Currently makes it easier for me, but if you want to go all time, I can think all time.
Not all
You
time,
just
but
got-
maybe like current guys, but like will span it their whole career.
Sure.
Let me think about this
Okay.
for a brief
Okay.
moment.
God, that is a tough question that I don't know if I know an answer to. Um yeah, okay. I mean, I have some ideas, but jeez. I don't know, man. All right, I have a couple answers. I don't know how much leeway I get for the response to this question,
You can do
but
3 guesses.
do you have something?
Yes.
I don't know. This isn't going to count as my guess, but I think my first instinct was like, I don't think he fucking cares about anybody who's not in the Celtics anyway. So,
I don't care that much. Yeah.
okay. The 2 that popped in my head right away were Kawhi and KD,
I'll
and I
accept
don't
that.
know. Okay.
You
I'll
know what?
take it.
Kawhi is probably the best answer.
Okay.
Now I think about it, because he's out west. KD, like all time, like
Or
he
like
went to the
Clay,
Nets.
maybe because I know you liked the Warriors then.
I
So
don't
like
care for
KD, I
Clay.
thought of that, but
Clay cried when everyone said "fuck Draymond" at the Garden. I'm out.
sure.
That was
Yeah,
annoying.
I think KD and Kawhi were the first 2 that popped in my head.
Yeah, Kawhi is a great answer.
Okay. What were
Um,
you thinking? Were you thinking either of those or
I was like, maybe Jaden Ivey because he's on the Pistons. He
okay?
broke his
I wasn't
leg.
sure how recent we were going.
Yeah.
Do I get that or am I 3 or 5?
Yeah. No. I think Kawhi's a really good one
Okay. I'll take 4 or
because
5.
I like him. Which Celtics player do you think you would have the best chance to be good friends with in real life if it were possible?
Oh, God, none. Do you have an answer for this? Like off rip?
Thinking.
This is hard. This is a tough question. Let me know when you have your answer. I have some ideas, but I don't know, man. Let me know. I'm okay.
I'm all right. I'm gonna pick 2. I have 2.
The 2 that immediately, I think Kristaps.
I don't
don't
think
know.
him.
Okay. Shit, man. The only other one I was thinking is like Luke, but I don't know. I'll take
Derek
the L.
and Jordan Walsh.
Yeah, just I had no idea.
The real coach is Nana, the coach. He's the dog.
Nana Fulan's fun. Yeah, okay. I had no idea where to go with that one.
That's a tough one. Joe is building up pressure, and he finally has no choice but to choose someone out. Which Celtics player do you want him to chew out, and for what?
Tatum for shooting stupid shots.
Tatum. I was going to say Tatum for the official, like complaining to the officials.
Yes.
That is also very
sure.
good. Yeah,
It's just
accepted.
Tatum for whatever. Easy.
You can give any NBA player the quote unquote playoff P curse, ensuring they will always fade in important playoff moments. Who
LeBron. It's just LeBron. I don't even need to. You froze. You don't even have to finish the question. I know the answer is LeBron. When he comes back, it'll be the
I'm
freest
here.
answer I'll ever guess. It's LeBron.
No,
I didn't even have to hear you
I
finish
was
the
gonna
question.
say,
Oh,
I was gonna say, don't guess LeBron.
fuck
Not
that.
LeBron. It's not LeBron. It's not LeBron because he's probably going to play a couple more times. Like
Oh my god.
it
Okay.
wouldn't be worth it. It wouldn't be worth it.
Wouldn't be worth it. Fucking hell. I don't know. See, I don't know where your hate lies anymore. It's just fucking God. Do you have one answer that I should
Yes,
get?
I have one answer.
Fuck. All right. Don't respond. I'm like thinking out
Okay.
loud right now.
I'll give you two
So
guesses because
that's fine.
it's not like an immediate, but you'll understand.
Don't respond. Let me. I'm gonna. Don't tell me if I'm right or wrong. I'll tell you
All
when I'm like actually guessing. Off rip, I was thinking, okay, maybe it's like Shea because the Thunder are gonna be really good for a while. So I was like, maybe he'll spite. I'm not in the tab either, so I can't even see your facial expressions.
Okay.
I was thinking maybe Luca just because you probably find him kind of annoying. I was thinking then like, okay, maybe he's gonna pick like a conference team that's really good that they might have to deal with. So maybe it's like. Giannis or Jalen Brunson because the Knicks or Towns or a Nick, or maybe you're gonna choose like a super young player supposed to be good, like a Wemby or like Cooper Flagg, so he gets traded to the Celtics eventually or something
Okay.
stupid like that. So I think I definitely picked your choice out of the guys I mentioned, and if
You
I
did.
didn't, then I'm completely lost. Yeah. My instincts was Luca, so
It's Luca.
Yeah. Okay.
Fuck the Lakers. Fuck Luca. That fat fuck complaining slob. Fuck Luca. That would be so great if he was just awful in the playoffs, which he has
Okay.
historically not been, by the way.
Yes, he's been really good in the playoffs. Okay. Before you continue, I need to tell people about Game Time. Game Time is the best place for all your ticketing needs. Make sure to check out Game Time as this baseball season and everything else gets underway. I'll pull up Game Time right here so you can take a look at all the great features it has to offer. My personal favorite feature is that you can see the exact seat that you're going to try to purchase. Let's take a look at Blue Jays at Red Sox here in baseball. Baseball, you can see at Fenway Park. The tickets right out here, you can see exactly what you're going to see from the seat that you select. Anywhere you click in the stadium, you can see the exact view you're going to get from the seat, so you know exactly how it's going to look when you get there. You can also toggle on and off their feature to see the fees in the price listed, so you don't get surprised at checkout with anything that you weren't expecting to pay. Also comes with the lowest price guarantee. Or Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. And Game Time ticket coverage, your purchase is covered with the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time Picks. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CLNS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code CLNS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? Game Time. All right, Sam.
We got two
Next
left.
thing. So I am now 6 of 10 or 6 of 8 / 7 of 8, depending on if you want to give me the Gorman thing, which you said yes. But
Gorman, yes. Count it. Got it.
Okay.
There
Okay, fine. I'll give it to me then. I'll say I'm 7 of 8 then. Okay.
Okay. Which normal basketball play gets you the most excited? I'll let you have two guesses at this because the thing I would pick is a little niche.
So I need to clarify first. Are we talking like, don't answer if one of these is yes, but like a pick and roll versus like a James Harden step back? Like, is it a player specific thing?
So Phil put some examples.
Okay.
He said pick and roll, but I'm gonna stray away from that. He said alley-oop, chase down, block, etc. So like I would say like a moment.
I see. All right. Huh. Okay, so a moment.
I do not think you're going to get this.
I'm trying to think of like, oh man, I don't know. Like I know like a specific play from like a specific player, but I don't think that would translate into like a specific thing. Not the Marcus charges.
No, that rocked. No.
Yeah. I'll go. Does like I was gonna say, does like a celebration count? I'll just go with like a big block. I'll just go with the block, like an emphatic block, because I don't know.
So my favorite type of like
I'm gonna be
basketball play,
mad. Is this gonna be stupid?
yeah, is like a really long bounce pass, like an outlet
Okay.
bounce pass that just looks sick. Like it's
Okay.
just
I was
or,
never gonna get
or
that.
really like any like good bounce pass that like leads to a dunk or something. I just
Okay.
think it looks
Sure.
so cool and it's different.
Sure. Yeah, no, I never in a million years would I have guessed
Yeah.
that. Okay, that's fine. Cool.
What was your favorite all-time rat from the legendary rat list segment?
Oh my
So
god.
I have one for
Jesus
you, and
Christ.
I have one thing that I don't even know if it was a rat list, but it's my favorite nonsensical thing that we've talked about on this show. I think
Favorite
it's
rat
what comes
list.
to mind.
I don't even know if I'll get this. I mean, the first thing that comes to mind was just like Thanasis when we rat list Thanasis
This
a
is a
long
good
time
rat, but I
ago.
wouldn't say he's my favorite.
Oh god. Your favorite for me, it would have to be just like me screaming at something or about something. I'm trying to like think through what I would
I'm
have
not
screamed
laughing because
about.
you're close, but I just thought of you screaming. You see the reaction it put on my face.
What would I have screamed about? I've screamed a lot, but I don't like God, my memory's so bad. I don't remember what I would have screamed about. Can you tell me when it was? I'll take yell if I need to, but
Uh,
when was
Last
this?
summer.
Last summer. Oh my God. Okay, I don't know what it is, but for some reason I remember being no, wait, no,
Upset.
because that wouldn't no, well, yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna remember what is it like I don't know. Yeah, I have nothing. I have no idea.
So I think my favorite Jack Rat list is the
Was I like
people
on
that
the
recline
camp?
on airplanes because
Yeah.
you get so mad.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we were on a flight
Oh, I'm
from
mad.
Vegas
I should have
home.
gotten that. Oh, I should have
Yeah,
got that. Fuck.
and the guy reclined on Jack's finger, and he was so pissed. And my other favorite one was a very, very classic one that probably nobody has heard.
Is it on
It
was it from like from the laughters like
Yeah,
years
yes,
ago?
it was me talking about my friend getting kicked out of class.
Oh my god, yes, because
And
yes, and oh my god, I remember
the
that.
teacher was like, I would have no good reason to kick him out of class. Like, I like him. He's a good kid. It would be something stupid. Like, he likes too many cheeseburgers. And my friend is like massive. He's lost a
Yes,
ton of weight
yes.
since then, but he used to be huge. And the guy immediately backtracked and was like, or salads. And it was just an incredible, like, had to be there. But it was such a great moment.
Oh,
Like,
I'm
you
mad I
would
didn't get
never
the
have guessed that.
airplanes.
The
Oh my
airplane
god,
one
I
I
should have
thought you
got the
might get.
airplanes. I should have. That's an L. That's a huge L. I'm mad. Fuck.
Did we both go 8 or did you got 7? You still won.
I got
You s
7.
Yeah, 7 is still good. It's
I'm
no
mad
8.
because I should have got the airplanes. Fuck. Yeah. That was free. I All right. Let's go to the NBA standings check in here. See what's going on around the league. We've got some very tight playoff races going on. So it should be a very entertaining end to the season. But I'll pull up the standings just so we can have a visual, or so the YouTube crowd, I should say, can have a visual. Still up top in the Eastern Conference is the Cavaliers. Celtics technically can still catch them, but they will not, almost assuredly. After that, the Knicks, Pacers, Bucks, Pistons rounding out the top 6 for sure. Bucks and Pistons could flip-flop in the 5-6, and technically so could the Pacers, but they're probably going to get the 4 seed. Magic, Hawks, Bulls, Heat could run around in the play-in a little bit, but that's going to be the play-in, and then everyone else, Raptors, Nets, Sixers, Hornets, Wizards, is out officially.
So, we got this sick I'm gonna full screen it, so not everyone has to look at my fucking Twitter. Sick playoff scenarios graphic from the NBA communications. Here it is. It's coming.
I can pull it up. Oh, you got it. Okay.
If my thing would come. It takes forever for the damn thing.
You want me to get it? I can get it. I have it in like 2 seconds here.
I got it.
Okay.
So here it is.
All right.
It shows you where each team can potentially finish. And I suppose for the standings as we're concerned, these are the only slots that matter. The Eastern Conference lottery has already been finalized.
Yeah.
And actually is the same way in the West, right? Because there's no Blazers, or Spurs in that 9-10.
Well, no, but
So,
one of those bottom three will miss the playoffs.
okay, one of those bottom three will miss. Okay, bet. Got you. So in the East, it's going to be Cleveland 1, Boston 2, as you said. With the rest of it, the shuffling, it almost feels like we're watching the hat game where they put the ball into the hat and they mix them all around and you have to figure out which one it's in. Because I really don't know how I would like all of the rest of it to play out. I think I would like Milwaukee to finish in the 4-5. And I think I would like Pistons Knicks because I just think from an entertainment perspective, the storylines are there with the Bucks Pacers, as I've said, and Knicks Pistons would just be a really fun series for me with the maximum rooting interest of a non-Celtic series. Rooting against the Knicks, rooting for the Pistons is just a double whammy. Then you've got the rest of it. We've almost reached safety from Spoelstra and the Heat with the Celtics, where if they do not make the 7-8 game, then they will not be able to play the Celtics in the first round of the playoffs, which will be sick. As for the rest of the teams, I think I would prefer not to see Chicago because they've been so hot lately. But that's fine, right? But the West is such a mess. We can hold off on talking about that for a second. A lot to watch in this last week of games. Can't believe it's only a week.
I know. Coming up quick. Here, we'll go to the West just so we can say what is going on. Here's the East or Western Conference standings. Thunder up top, Rockets in second, Lakers, Nuggets, Clippers, Warriors, Timberwolves, Grizzlies, Kings, Mavs in the play-in. The Suns are 2.5 games back in the Mavs, and they're the only other team outside of that. Blazers, Spurs, Pelicans, Jazz all out of the playoff race. But then you look here, Rockets are probably going to get the 2 seed. The Lakers still technically could. However, the Lakers are currently 3.5 games back. Not likely. The Rockets are going to be the 2 seed. But then that leaves the Lakers, Nuggets, Clippers, Warriors, Grizzlies fighting for the 2 through 8 seeds. And the gap between the Lakers and the Grizzlies down in 8 is 2 games with 4 games left. So truly anything can happen. So it's going to be very interesting. And the Clippers, Warriors, Timberwolves, Grizzlies all have the exact same record right now at 5, 6, 7, 8. And the Nuggets are only half a game better. So
just must watch television for the next week.
It's going to be great.
The fact that 7 teams could finish third, I know there's no way of looking at it, but the last time, this has probably never happened, actually. This probably has never happened before, where this many teams could finish
I have no idea.
in the 3 spot before the playoffs.
I wonder what their schedules are going to look like. I wish I could find an easy way to look at everyone's schedule, but I just don't have that.
Jack, if you could seed the playoffs, how would you do it in the West? What would you want for cinema?
I see. First, I'll go since we know the Thunder, I'll go Thunder. What would I want? I would want. Okay, out of the bottom 3, I want the Mavs in the playoffs. I want the Mavs in the playoffs just because. Just because I think it'd be the most fun. And Suns out. Suns out. Don't care about the Suns. I think they suck. Could be Kings,
Suns
Mavs. I want Kings, Mavs. Out of those, give me Mavs, Thunder. At the very least, you'll get we can exercise our demons from last year. And I do think it'll be fun to see AD play in a solid playoff series like that. Kings can lose in the play-in. Actually, no. I'm wrong. I want Mavs and Kings both out of the playoffs. I want neither of them to make the playoffs because then that gives me all the other fun teams in. I think I think Lakers Clippers playoff series would be fun.
Yes, welcome to the team.
I think that would be fun. However, I also do think there is other fun things. I think Warriors Lakers would be fun. Steph and LeBron in the playoffs is cool. I think Warriors Grizzlies would be fun because they've had their beef. I think that'd be a good matchup. Give me. I don't know how it would shake out, but I'll do it this way: Lakers Clippers in whatever fashion you'd like to provide it. I want Nuggets Timberwolves in whatever fashion you would like to provide it because of last year.
Yep.
That would leave me with
Rockets,
Grizzlies. Or wait, what about the Warriors then? Okay, Rockets, no. Yeah, give me Rockets, Grizzlies, and then Warriors, Thunder round 1.
Oh.
Yeah, because I think the Warriors could beat the Thunder in a playoff series.
That would be incredible.
And if the Warriors are the 8th seed and beat the Thunder round 1, that would be cinema.
We would all be so back.
That would be cinema, like you said.
We would just be like, holy shit. And then the buzz would start to happen where it's like, oh, looks like it's going to be another cakewalk. Looks like it's going to be another cakewalk to a championship for whoever comes out of the East, aka the Celtics. We'd be back.
Yes, indeed. All right. Next NBA thing. Sorry, I got distracted. The Blazers have extended Joe Cronin a new contract. I don't know if the details of the contract extension were released. I assume they were not, because usually stuff like that is not released to the public. But multi-year contract extension. And I saw, one of the things I saw was about how Celtics fans should hold a Joe Cronin Day. I don't know if you saw this.
I did see.
It said, handed the Celtics a ring. Excuse me. Sorry, this is from Trey. Handed the Celtics a ring, owned Pat Riley, sold Milwaukee a lemon, and ruined the rest of the Giannis prime. We might need to put him in TD Garden, or at least have Cronin Appreciation Night. He needs to be honored.
I mean, a big respect to Joe Cronin. Joe Cronin's such a dog for not just letting Dame do whatever he wanted. I would love to see, I'm actually going to go peek around as I speak, the Miami Heat subreddit, see what they have to say about this, because Heat fans do not like Joe Cronin. They despise Joe Cronin. Joe Cronin might as well be the devil to the Miami Heat, even though Pat Riley is kind of internally the devil to the Heat too. Let's see. You know what I hate about Reddit now? They really took the chronologicalness out of this, where it's just, I'm seeing posts from 6 days ago. What
that sucks. That is not fun.
I don't see anything on Joe Cronin in here.
Gotcha.
Sadly.
Indeed. But yeah, good for Joe Cronin. There's not much else to discuss, but that happened. Also, Cooper Flagg is probably not going to stay at Duke, which I think anybody with a brain could tell you. But Flagg said, quote, "It would be a blessing for me to get drafted by any team in the NBA. That's a dream of mine to play in the NBA. I would feel completely blessed and honored to play for any team." He was never staying in college, guys. What are we doing? Like, I don't get it. Like, stop. Everyone's got to stop.
If he had any balls, he would say, "I'm only playing for the Celtics. Don't draft me." He could have did the John Elway, except the Celtics had the 28th pick, so he'd have to tell 28 teams or 27 teams that he's not playing for him beforehand. Just be like, "Yeah, don't pick me. I want to go play with Tatum."
Yeah, no,
why can't Cooper Flagg do my career where he just picks the team, just make his player and join the Celtics? The lottery is going to be must watch this year. I love when there's a great prospect in the draft because all these teams are just so giddy about the lottery. Like last year's lottery sucked. It was just Ricochet, who we didn't even know was the top guy. The top guy was supposed to be Sarr. Sarr, by the way, what did you think of Sarr yesterday?
He's fine. He's cool. Can't shoot still, but
Kind of reminds me of KG a little bit. Maybe it's just the build.
That's crazy.
like that he's supposed to, not like a good KG, but like the blueprint.
The movements, I see. Yeah, maybe.
Movements a little bit. Like he's like long, about the same size. He's supposed to be able to defend the perimeter pretty well.
I think he's a really good defender. I think he'll be fine, but calling him KG is something. At least right now.
Maybe I've misspoken.
I understand what you're saying, like in terms of his build and the way he moves, though. Like I get it. Even his jump shot almost. Regardless,
I was water in the second half yesterday. Made back-to-back threes.
Rat list, Sam. What do you got for me?
Let's see. Rat list. You know what rat list is? On Friday. Did we do a show Saturday? We did. I forgot to do this. Rat list on Friday. I drove to the Garden, of course, to go to the Celtics versus Suns game. I find street parking after a while. Didn't find the usual spaces. Actually, rat list is street parking this weekend. I had to troll around for street parking. This has just become a really long rat list in one rat list. Fuck the street parking they have meters, but the meters have different color caps. So there are meters with red caps and there are meters with yellow caps, and then there are regular meters. Apparently, both the red and yellow caps mean loading zone, but the yellow cap ones, you're only supposed to park there for a half hour if it's like a weekend. So I parked at a yellow cap one yesterday, and then I was walking down the street, and I was like, let me look and see what the signs say about parking. And it was like 30-minute limit. And I was like, all right, guess I have to move my car. Now, luckily, I found a space pretty quickly after that, but it was very annoying. Anyways, back to the original rat list. I leave the Garden. I have parked in a very similar space to where I parked on Friday. I leave the Garden. It's probably like midnight, maybe a little sooner. It was a late night on Friday. I'm walking down the street, and I parked in front of like this. it's like restaurants or bar. Like it's like something. It's like a common or something. There's a lot there. It's like a little strip mall, whatever. And there's a lot of cars. So I'm walking down, and I don't have my car because my car died. So I'm driving my dad's car, which is very kind of him to allow me to drive the car. And I walk by, and I'm like, okay, like, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? And I'm like, my car's not here. What the fuck? And I like have this moment where I'm like, I got towed. My car got towed. And I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to do? It's so late. Like people are sleeping. I can't ask for a ride. So what I did was walk down again and I actually found the car. Thank God. I was terrified.
We're looking in the wrong place.
I think I just like overlooked it or I thought it was a different car or something. Like I know what the car looks like. But I was like, oh my, or maybe it was like blocked by a pole or something when I walked by, which is very possible. I had that the feeling I had, like I had to like breathe for a minute when I got in the car and just be like, I'm here. I was like,
No, I know the panic. I know the
exhale.
panic for sure.
I was like, am I going to have to ask Jack to stay at his house?
He could have, but good thing you didn't. Our rat list might travel the next few days that I'm not looking forward to.
Good luck, buddy.
The Celtics announced that they have shoot around tomorrow, and I don't want to miss it. So I changed my train from tomorrow morning, and I'm now taking a bus overnight to New York from 2 a.m. to 7 a.m. Shoot around it in the morning, and then
You just hang out in the city all day?
Yeah, I'm just gonna go sit at the Starbucks or something and work. Get into MSG, then I'll watch.
I'm trying to think what I can recommend to you. It's not like I know the city that well, but
no. And then my bus home is at 1 a.m. Gets in at like 5:30. Then my flight out of Boston leaves at like 9:30 to Orlando. So
I'm sad we're not doing a pod on Wednesday because you're going to be miserable.
Yeah. Why aren't we doing a pod on Wednesday?
Because you're traveling.
Like home?
No, like tomorrow's Tuesday, so you're going to go to New York on Tuesday, and then Wednesday you got to go to Orlando.
Yeah. But yeah, we're recording after the game. I was like, why aren't we doing a show? Because we're recording after the game. Yes.
I mean, we can, whatever. If there's time, there's time, but I'm assuming there will not be time. Well, you have a room in Orlando, though.
Yeah, I'm me and Noah.
That's good. That's good.
So that's fine. Yeah.
Okay. Well, maybe there's hope for you then. Maybe you'll have like an hour to sleep in the middle of the day. Can you sleep on the bus? You think you're going to be able to do it
tonight? Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna be fucking exhausted.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's.
I'm debating whether I sleep a little beforehand too, like not from like 8 to 10 or something, just so I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what I manage. Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be a lot.
Anti-Ratless was sitting in the lower bowl yesterday. It was awesome. Jack and I got the seat upgrade. I think it just nobody cared enough about the Wizards game, so we got to sit in the cool seats, and it was awesome. Sitting in the lower bowl is like life-changing. Somebody behind me was just screaming the whole time, which I guess is like kind of why you pay money to go to the game is so you can scream.
Yeah.
But I kind of forgot that happens because it's been so long since I've sat in seats for a Celtics game instead of just being there as in the halo up top. Really cool thing is just being able to go down to the calf and get M&Ms. Didn't know they had that.
Yeah, I didn't really either. I wish I did. I saw you come back with M&Ms and I was jealous. I was like, oh, fuck, I should have done that. Because like I knew they do, but I just never think about it because I'm never downstairs.
Yeah, we never have that chance. Rat List is also the bathroom line because that's where we saw each other. It was like waiting on Superman at Six Flags to go pee at halftime. Just the Avengers. Like me, Bobby, Jack all went in line talking to a cop. Corrales was there. Everybody had to pee.
That's how it works, man. That's the one upside of the upstairs is that the
Yes.
bathroom is pretty like nothing, so you can just chill. But I don't know if I have anything else. I think I'm chilling. I need to eat some food today.
Myself.
I made myself a nice lunch though. I had an English muffin. I grilled it. I put eggs. I like over easy eggs, but I put a bunch of like everything seasoning in it. It's like sesame seeds, poppy seeds, salt, pepper, all that stuff. It's very yummy. But that is all I've had to eat today, and that was like 5 hours ago. So I'm hungry. So we'll see. But that's all I got. You got anything else?
No. I'm excited to watch Celtics City tonight. And game tomorrow. Have you watched any of that yet or no? I mean, what are you gonna do? Sit around and watch it till you're bust? No. So today's not the day. But I'm excited to see it.
I need to catch up on Celtic City. I'm far behind.
Yeah, but you're lucky because you can just like run through them if you have the time.
It's true. I've seen the first episode and that's it. So we'll see. Anyways, appreciate y'all for tuning in. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe to How About Them Celtics, and I'll let Sam take it out.
Yeah, thank you very much for listening and watching. Make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell. We're here every single day with new pods, new videos, whatever it is that morning. We're putting it up. Pods drop Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday. Game recaps are up the morning after each game, and other videos are on the channel in between to keep you up to date with all things Celtics. You can also find the two of us streaming pregame, half hour before tip-off. It's a ton of fun. Come hang out in the chat. Watch us play PrizePicks. Watch us play GeoGuessr. We're doing it all. Probably losing it at all, but we're here. You can also find us on Spotify and Apple. All pods and recaps are up there. So if you just want those in your feed, go ahead and follow. You can also leave a 5-star review, and we appreciate that very, very much. Tell your friends. That'd be sick. Email us, hbtcpod@gmail.com. Big thanks to Philip for the newlywed games. They are a ton of fun. If you have other game ideas, go ahead and send them. I mean, we're hanging out for like basically a week here, waiting for the playoffs to start. Always thank you to RJ, as usual. One of the email goats. Anybody else who wants to send them in, hbtcpod@gmail.com. We always love to hear from you guys. The socials are at How About Them C's for Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Facebook's just the name of the podcast. All streams are there. They're on YouTube. They're on Twitter. Jack's Twitter's at JackSimoneNBA. Mine's at Sam LaFrance NBA. That's it for us.
Taco, come on.
Taco's having some fun here.
That is bogus. These guys are ridiculous.